Hi guys, so good afternoon and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 12:51 in the afternoon right now. So a lot of things is going on. I'm still at work even though there's a typhoon, and uh I'm still doing, you know, a lot for people for the Filipino people. So it's okay, as long as hanggang kaya, let's do what we can do on a daily basis. Hanggat kaya pa siyang gawin, gawin na lang. So later on tayo mag-make ng decision making for the next step that we will take. Okay, so for now, let's face whatever we have to face. Currently, I know there are a lot of people which of course are suffering right now because of the calamity. Dito lang naman to sa vicinity ko right now, but I'm pretty sure that other places are having like in a neutral or in a very stable environment. So that's okay, guys, if you are one of those people who are like in a good place and in a better situation. No, so good for you. You'll just have to pray for those who are weak, who are, in need of help, who are sick, diba? So that's all you can do. Kung wala naman kayong financial na maitutulong, diba? A simple prayer can do a lot for others. So do your part. So mag-start na tayo, okay? So we're on to page, so nabasa na yung book. Wait lang. So 70 something na tayo. Wait lang. Yan. Okay. I do double check ko lang, okay? Wait lang. Okay, let's continue. So we are on to page 75 and 76 of the book Mastery. Okay? So hindi ako confident. Wait lang again. Sorry, wait lang. Okay, I'm back. This is for sure. We're on to page 75 and 76 of the book Mastery. Listen up, kasi it's been a while that I wasn't able to face you guys. So number 4, trust the process. Cesar Rodriguez's father was a lifelong officer in the United States Army, but when Cesar chose to attend the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina, it was not because he was determined to follow in his father's footsteps. He was probably heading toward a career in business. He decided, however, that he needed some discipline in life, and there was no more rigorous environment than the Citadel. One morning in 1978, during his sophomore year, Rodriguez's roommate told him that he was going to take exams that the Army, Navy, and Air Force were offering for entrance into the aviation branches of their forces. If I was a man, if I am born with the manhood, siguro ito yung this is like the profession that I wanted to take, diba? Nasa Army, Navy, Air Force, or anything up in the sky. Siguro pilot. So I like, exploring many places. So Rodriguez decided to come along and take the exams just for the hell of it. To his surprise, a few days later, he was not notified that he had been accepted by the Air Force for their pilot training program. The initial training, to take place while he was still in the Citadel, meant taking flying lessons in a Cessna. Figuring that would be fun, he entered the program not entirely sure of how he would take it. He passed the training exams rather easily. He enjoyed the mental challenge, the complete focus that flying required. Perhaps it would be interesting So, wait lang. Perhaps it would be interesting to take the next step. And so, after graduating from the Citadel in 1981, he was sent to the 10-month pilot instruction school at Vance Air Force Base in Oklahoma. So amazing, no? The life of Caesar. So, at Vance, however, he discovered that he was suddenly in over his head. Now they were training in a subsonic jet, the T 37. He had to wear a 10-pound helmet and a 40-pound parachute on his back. The cockpit was unbearably small and hot. The instructor sat uncomfortably close in the seat beside him, observing his every move. The stress of performing the heat, the physical pressures of flying at such speeds would make him sweat profusely and shake. He felt as though the jet itself was pounding and beating him as he flew. And then there were so many more variables to be aware of in flying a jet. Working on the simulator, he could fly with relative confidence and feel as if he were in control, but once he was strapped into the jet itself, he could not suppress a feeling of panic and uncertainty. His mind could not keep up with all of the information he had to process, and it was difficult to prioritize his task. Much to his dismay, several months into training, he received failing marks on 2 consecutive flights and was benched from flying for an entire week. He had never failed at anything before. It was a smaller pride that he had conquered everything that had been presented to him so far in life. Now he faced a possibility that would devastate him. 70 students had started out in the course, but almost every week, one of them was cut from program. It was a ruthless whittling down process. It looked as if he would be the next one to be cut, and such cuts were final. Once he was allowed back into the plane, he would only have a few chances to prove himself. He had already been trying his hardest. Where had he gone wrong? Perhaps unconsciously had been become intimidated and afraid of the flying process itself. Now he was more afraid of failing. So, 'di ba? Sometimes magaling ka talaga, but nauunahan ka lang ng kaba. So, you need to calm down. Then I remember before, way back before, matagal na to, few years ago. Many years ago pala. So, as I was answering the exams, I've studied well. I know exactly how to answer those kind of exams. It was a complicated exams with a lot of computations and all of that. Pero, nung nandun na ako sa exam, wala. Pag inunahan ka ng kaba, mental block ka. And it's true. And you will lately realize what to do after the exam. When your senses comes back. When it finally comes back to your normal state. Diba? And sayang kapag ganon. So, I really hope na hindi yun sa inyo mangyari because it's not a good feeling. When you know exactly what to do, but on that certain moment, hindi mo siya nagawa. Diba? And we have limited chances. Diba? Most of the time, it was limited. At that given moment or hour, you have to do it right. Diba? So, he thought back to his days in high school. Despite his relatively short height, he had managed to become the quarterback of his high school football team. Back then, he had also experienced moments of doubts and even panic. He had discovered, however, that through rigorous training, mental and physical, he would overcome his fear and almost any deficiency in his skill level. So in football practice, placing himself in circumstances that had made him feel uncertain had helped him to become familiar with the situation and not so afraid. What was necessary was to trust the process and the results that would come from more practice. This would have to be the way forward in his current situation. He tripled his time with the simulator, Habituating his mind to the sensation of so many stimuli, he spent his off hours visualizing himself in the cockpit, repeating the maneuvers he was weakest at. Once he was allowed back in the plane, he focused much harder, knowing he would have to make the most of each precious session. Whenever there was a chance to have more airtime, for instance, when another student was sick, he grabbed it. Slowly, day by day, he found a way to calm himself in the pilot seat and get a better handle on all of the complex operations. So, in the 2 weeks after being allowed back into the plane, he had managed to rescue his position for the time being. He was now ranked somewhere in the middle of the group. So, di ba? Practice and yung the amount of patience talaga that you were investing in your work, di ba? It will definitely have rewards sa dulo. It's always in the end, yung reward, guys, ha? Hindi yan nakukuha right away. Okay? So, with 10 weeks remaining in the program, Rodriguez took stock of the situation. He had come too far not to succeed. He enjoyed the challenge. He loved flying. Now, what he wanted more than anything in life was to become a fighter pilot. That would mean graduating from the program near the very top. Among his group was several golden boys, young men, who had a natural flair for flying. They not only handled the intense pressures, they fed off of them. He was the opposite of a golden boy, but that had been the story of his life. He had succeeded through his determination before, and now it would have to be the same. In these final weeks, he has to train on the supersonic T-38, and he asked his new instructor, Wills Wheeler, to work him to death. He had to move up in the rankings, and he was prepared to do whatever it took. So Wheeler obliged him. He made Rodriguez repeat the same maneuver 10 times more than the Golden Boys until he was physically sick. He honed in all of the Rodriguez flying weaknesses and made him practice on the things he hated the most. His criticisms were brutal. One day, however, he was flying the T-38. Rodriguez had a strange and wonderful sensation. It seemed like he could feel the plane itself at the edge of his finger. So, yan. Cut na muna natin dyan, guys. So, yan. Thank you for always having me. Not on a daily basis, but, when my time permits. So, nag-sneak in lang ako ngayon kasi I have a little bit of time for you today. So, medyo busy na naman later. Hindi medyo busy talaga, guys, lagi. Just trying to make time. Wala pa nga akong wala pa akong gym time. Medyo daming kailangan tapusin yan. We're wrapping up the year, diba? And we have to finish all of our contracts and unfinished business this year. So, sana matapos niyo din yung whatever things that you're trying to accomplish. Yan. So, thank you guys for listening, and thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. Make sure to do good every day. Diba? Remind ko lang kayo. For other people. Okay, hindi lang for yourself. Make sure to do something good for other people. Hindi naman siya it doesn't need to be grand. Small things. Small things. Sige na. I'll see you again. I'm out of control.